So I've been asked by a few people to do a video overview of what all I've done to my conversion project, and I figured I would go ahead and try to do it on a windy day. Perfect timing. So here we go. So started with a 96 Dodge motor. There she is. Put a billet aluminum valve covers on. I dual fed my P-pump, 1/2 inch lines, running back, 1/2 inch, I don't know if you can see down in there, 1/2 inch all the way up to the manual pump, and then through the filter. I went with the D-stroke stuff, got the billet aluminum battery cover, or at least holder I should say. The way I set my battery system up was I have one wire that goes and feeds the cab, one wire that runs it down through here, and then I have it as a splitter underneath here, and one split goes to the starter and one split goes to the alternator, which is a one-wire alternator. I went with a DPS exhaust manifold. Got a 63 millimeter Borg Warner turbo on it, custom downpiped. Still have to do a little work on this, make these look a little better. Still got to do the AC. Use wine corks for now, keep all the lines sealed off. My vacuum tube, got to shorten that still. That takes a whole 30 seconds, which, you know, I decided not to do yet. New AC condenser, 7.3 intercooler. I just spoke with a guy. It's got aluminum end caps. That way you won't blow them off when you're pushing 40, 50, 60 pounds of boost, which I'm afraid to do right now. Alright. What I also did to my motor is I did 7 millimeter delivery valves, 7x11 injectors. So they provide plenty of fuel for the pump I have. New water pump, obviously. New alternator, new starter, KDP fixed. You know, all the fun stuff you're supposed to do. On the inside, instead of going with the automatic, I went with a ZF6 transmission. Bypassed that 4x4 and went with this 4x4. Still have to fix the boot. Gonna do that soon. Instead of using the solenoid that the electromagnet one, this is my on and off here. Pull, it turns it on. Push, shuts the motor down, and that way in the winter time I can turn the ignition off and let my engine warm up without having to worry about somebody stealing it. Gauges work. In this video there's no need to start and run it. I've driven it for about 1,000 miles now. It runs, don't have to prove that to anybody. Pod gauges, turbo, pyro, fuel, and oil. I wanted to read what the exact oil pressure was, even though we have one here, it doesn't give me an actual readout number, so I went with that. Like I said, I went with 1/2 inch lines from the tank back. I did a sump here, so you can see that sump here with a 1/2 inch line all the way up. And then if we run towards the front, I went with a fuel shutoff here, and then a pre-filter here. I can do a water separator. I'm sure there's a few things that I forgot, but for the most part that's about it. I'm going to be running 35 1250s on my 20s. 3-inch lift, new Bilsteins around. I did a 2005 upgrade to the front, swapped the fog lights out for the LED bar at the bottom. I think I like that a little, just a skosh better. All the lights on the truck are now LEDs, which makes it for a nice driving experience at night. I couldn't find the proper muffler bearings to go on this one when I put the motor in it. I went to Advanced Auto Parts and asked the guy if they had muffler bearings for the conversion, and he didn't know what I was talking about, so I left. Also, they don't have the wiggler pin that goes in the wobbler shaft. Couldn't find one of those at Advanced Auto. The guy had no idea what I was talking about. So I guess I'll have to keep searching for one of those. If you guys have any idea where I can find those two parts, comment below. I appreciate any help that you have. If you have any questions, here's one more thing. One of the tow mirrors. Obviously, you got to do the badging, make yourself feel cool.